The exhibit we have on display at the current time is the Civil War, a war of firsts. And by that we mean many things that we take for granted nowadays all started to appear during the Civil War. It was a war against slavery, and you have to see where you came from to know where you are and where you're going. The use of telegraph to convey messages to troops around the field, the use of trains to move troops, the use of ironclad vessels, the use of submarines, the use of the Gatling gun, which would morph into the machine gun later on. I think people still find it a fascinating time when it seems like a chivalrous battle for both sides. You had the cavalry, the dashing cavalrymen, and you had the throngs of infantry marching off to war with fife and drum and bugles and all the banners waving and stuff like that, where later on that's not the case. When you think of the Civil War, you think of the blue and the gray, the North and the South. But there were many other units that fought during the war for both sides that were mostly volunteer units from militias from the different states. There was a Zouave unit. They based their units and their uniforms on the French, which was a major influence on military power at the time. We have the long rifles, we have the Springfield, we have the earlier Harper's Ferry rifle, which were made in the United States, and we have an Enfield rifle, which was made in Britain and then purchased because the United States could not produce Springfield rifles fast enough. They needed more weapons. Uniquely, they were bought by both the North and the South and imported over from England. We have an original general's uniform, General Fisk. He was a cavalryman. On the table is his glasses and pipe. Those are his original. That's his wife's ball gown. This is a typical camp scene. The Army has marched to wherever they're going for the night. They've called a halt. Now they're setting up their bivouac. They're starting to cook their food. You were given a ration, and you cooked your own stuff. We have a McClellan saddle of the time period, which is rigged out with his blanket, his overcoat, a rifle on it, saddlebags. They would have also carried a canteen. Their saber would have been attached to it. Come and learn about history, to see actual things. I mean, these are 160-year-old pieces of clothing that still exist. This is what they carried. This is how they ate. It's a time period that's gone, but you have to remember it. You have to honor these men. They did, at the time, what they were called on to do, and they did it.